All right, welcome back, YouTubers. So, as I said last week, I had a special video for you guys. I actually had two special videos because my mother-in-law, Liz, is here for the weekend, and she is helping me make green chow, which we made last week. And for this video, we are going to show you the process of making mustard relish. So, you've never made mustard relish, right?
No,
You've just
not for a very long time.
Okay. But you've eaten it, you love it, yes, right? You know what to expect, how it should turn out.
Yes, it's very delicious.
Okay. So she's going to make that with me. I've never made it either. And so today we will be showing you guys how to make mustard relish. Is it a Nova Scotia thing as well? You think?
Well, pretty much.
Yeah.
Maritimes.
Maritimes, okay.
Yes.
We haven't, I know, I've never seen it other places. Maybe it's just not as common other places, but it is here.
Yes, very.
Very common? Okay.
Yes.
So Liz is going to help me make that today. So we're going to get cooking, and same thing, I'm making this in one whole weekend. So, everything's already cooking. We're just going to walk you through the process.
Smells delicious.
If you like mustard and onions and pickles, and what else did we have in it? Peppers?
Pickling spice.
Pickling spice. Mm-hmm. You will love how your house smells when you're making this. All right, you ready? Let's go.
Yes, we'll go with it.
Go make it. All right, so to get started, you need about 10 to 12 medium-sized cucumbers. So because our cucumbers were so little, we probably should have doubled the amount of them that we were using. I just didn't have them right now. Anyway, you're going to clean out the insides of them, so scrape out all the seeds, and then you're going to slice them all up really thin and then dice them all up. Once you have them diced up, you're going to put them in a pot. You probably don't need a pot the size of like one of those large stock pots, but you do need a large pot to put these in. Next, we are going to chop up our onions. We're going to do the same thing as the cucumbers and dice them up really fine. We are only using 3 small onions in this. Once they're all diced up, you just add it to the pot with the cucumbers. Okay, so once all your cucumbers and your onions are added to your pot, then you're going to just mix it all together with your hands. If you don't like using your hands, you can use a spoon. That's fine too. So mix it all up, and then you're going to add a half a cup of pickling salt and mix that in a little bit, and then you're just going to add some water. I didn't measure it out. We just poured some water in, not until it was like covering it, but still like it. We filled the pot just enough that when we put our plate on top to squish down all the vegetables, the water comes up over the plate a little bit. All right, so we left the veggies soaking overnight. You don't have to. You can let them soak for a minimum of 2 hours. Longer is better. But anyway, we left ours overnight, and now we're just going to pour them into a colander and let them drain. We're going to give them a really good rinse, and then we're going to use the plate to try and squish out as much water as we can. Then we're just going to leave them in the colander for now until we are ready to put them back in the pot. Okay. So we were going to add 1 medium red pepper and 1 small orange pepper. Unfortunately, our orange pepper, when we sliced it open, was rotten inside. Yeah, that was kind of disappointing. So we ended up only dicing up 1 medium red pepper. Preferably, my mother-in-law recommends using 1 large red pepper. And if you want to add a small orange pepper or a yellow pepper or even another small red pepper, you can. The peppers just add a little pop of color into the relish. So we are only dicing up 1 medium red pepper instead of a large one. So slice it up really thin and then dice it all up just like you did with the onions and the cucumbers. So now you're going to take your red pepper and you are going to go mix it into your onions and your cucumbers that are still in your colander. Just give them a good mix and leave them in the colander for now. Next, we're going to make the mustard sauce. So the pot that you had your veggies in, you're going to add 5 cups of sugar, a half a cup of flour, 3 tablespoons of mustard powder, a teaspoon of turmeric, and you're going to mix that all together. Make sure it's mixed really well, and then you're going to add 3 cups of pickling vinegar, and you're going to mix it until the sugar dissolves. Sugar and flour dissolves. Once you've mixed it up a bit, then you're going to take it over to your stove, and you're going to let it cook until it begins to simmer. Once it's simmering, let it simmer for probably 5 minutes or so until it starts to thicken. Once it begins to thicken, you're going to turn the heat down, and you're going to go and get your colander of veggies, and you're going to start adding your veggies into your sauce. Add them all in, and then give them a mix, and you are going to let it just cook down. And you're going to let it keep cooking. And I think we left it on the stove for, I honestly don't know, about a half hour or so. You don't want them to cook down to the point that they're mushy. You still want them to have a little bit of a crunch to them, but they still need to be cooked down. So about a half hour or so. You'll also notice that the sauce will get really thick. Not thick, like candy thick, but anyway, it'll thicken up a bit. I don't know how else to explain that, but it should look like this when it's ready to be jarred or canned. Whichever word you want to use, when you're ready to put it in your hot, prepared jars that have been sterilized. The next step is to get your jars ready. So we washed all the jars in the dishwasher first. Then we put the jars on a baking sheet into a cold oven, and we heated the oven and the jars together up to a temperature of 225 degrees Fahrenheit. Then we took all the flat part of the lids, we put it in a pot of boiling water, and then turned the stove off, and just left them in the hot water. And then after that, we overestimated how much sauce we made for these veggies, for the mustard relish. So we ended up using a slotted spoon to scoop out all the veggies into the jars, and then a ladle just to pour some of the sauce in. We totally overestimated it, but that's okay. As you're scooping them into your jars, once they are almost full, leave like a 1/4 of an inch roughly from the top. You're going to just wipe off the rim and put a lid on it. I eventually got out my funnel because it's way easier to use. I don't know why I wasn't using it in the first place. And then I made less mess. Okay, so put all your lids on, just put the ring on, hand tight, and you're going to just leave them sitting on your counter overnight so that they can cool, and you'll start hearing them pop. And that is them sealing. So, that is the whole process. I know it's very involved, and it took quite a bit of time, and we overestimated our sauce, but that's okay. Now I know better for the next time. Make a little bit less sauce so it'll be a little thicker.
All right, you guys, this is the end of video 2 where we made mustard relish. And at the beginning, I had mentioned we did this all in one weekend, so it was a lot,
It was.
I normally would never do this much preserves in a weekend. Okay, so mustard pickles. No, mustard relish. Mustard pickles was like 2 videos ago.
Yes.
Mustard relish. We put them all in the little jars. It made six of these little ones, which I think is kind of a better choice. Yes. Putting them in the little ones. We can hear them popping. So they're already sealing, which is awesome.
That's
all right. It is mustard relish. I am absolutely not going to try it because it's mustard and there's onions in it and I just don't like it. But Liz,
yes,
you are going to try it and see how it turned out.
So this is the mustard relish.
What do you think?
It's really good.
Yeah, it's thickening up a little bit. It looks more sticky.
Oh yeah,
Like it, because of all the sugar in it, it looks more like it's just stickier, like almost like a candied.
It thickens up.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's got a real nice taste. So
Okay.
I think it turned out that, the sweetness and the vinegar.
It was well balanced.
Yes.
Okay. So with this one, we kind of overestimated. We made way too much sauce. Liz was explaining about the cucumbers. So in the recipe, it was
medium should have been.
right, and you said their medium would be like this long.
Yes,
like a bigger field cucumber. Those ones. Okay.
Yes.
So we only had pickling cucumbers to use, which were really small, and you saw that in the video, us cutting them up, and they were like little cucumber.
Yes.
And I think we only used maybe 12 of them.
Yes.
I think.
Yeah, we could have used
24
of them. Yes.
We should have doubled the amount of little cucumbers that we had. We should have doubled them. Onion-wise, was it enough? I think that was enough for the onion
recipe. Yes.
Okay. So we overestimated on making the sauce. I think we should have cut it in half because we had half the amount of cucumbers.
Yes.
But, oh well.
It still tastes good.
Yeah. As long as it tastes good and it turns out we were able to.
We just didn't get the amount that we were looking for.
Yes. Yeah. We thought we would get almost the same amount as the chow, jar-wise, and we didn't, but that's okay.
Yeah, because we're just, it was a learning experience, I think.
Yeah, for both of us, where you haven't made it in so long, and I've never made it. This was a really good learning experience.
I like the red pepper in it. It gives it a nice
pop of color in it. Yeah, I like the red pepper in it too. I think it added a little bit more dimension to it.
Yes.
You could use orange pepper if you prefer. You could use a little bit of both. But it adds some color. It makes it look more like relish.
That's great.
Overall, the recipes are super easy.
Yes.
I've really enjoyed learning them and making them. And since we had a garden full of veggies that had to be used.
That's true. Yes, you wanted to use them up.
Yeah. So I think this was fun. It was a good weekend.
That time of season, we had a great time. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, me too. And now we're going to give these all away. Well, she's going to take a whole bunch of them home because we won't eat them all. And then we're going to give some to some friends and family. Yeah. We have your sister, which is Ash's aunt. She absolutely loves this. And we are going to do out a wonderful little gift basket for her birthday and give her a whole bunch of homemade stuff that we've made over the last month.
Yeah, and she definitely will be the judge on the chow.
So it might be a bit of a harsh critic, but we'll take it because it was a learning experience. And if she has some comments, then I will learn from them for the next time, next year's.
That's right.
Yeah. So that's it. It was a fantastic weekend. Thank you.
Thank you, Natasha.
I'm so glad we did this. Thank you. This was a lot of fun. I got to spend time with my mother-in-law. We got to cook together. It was a good weekend.
It was.
Yeah. So that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hit the like, subscribe, notification bell, all the links, share the videos, comment. Okay, that's it. I will see you guys all for next week's video. I have no idea what it's going to be. It'll be a surprise even to me.
It'd be nice.
All right. Thanks, guys. Thanks for watching. See you next week.